Hello. Uh, if you've seen my videos before on the Synco G1A2 wireless mic, you know that I had a lot of problems with these. They interfered with my Phantom Advance drone. Tried to make other videos and the volume cut in and out and everything. And these work on 2.4 gigahertz signal, which is same as a drone, same as Wi-Fi and everything like that. Now, I was just curious, and I was doing some research, and a guy said that he'd gotten an email from the company, said you need, if they act like that, resync them, and that will cure the problem. So I'm going to find out. I've already tried resyncing to see how they work. Problem is, one of these units is bad. One of the microphone transmitter units. I put everything on charge yesterday. Seemed to work fine. I turned the one on. It worked for a little bit and quit. So I thought, well, battery. I tried charging it, and it just wouldn't charge, it seemed like. So I took it apart and tested the battery, and it's not the battery. It's something else in the unit. So I'm down to one transmitter and one receiver. Doesn't matter if these don't work anyway, so no big problem there. Also, I have this set that I bought in Shopee back when I first came to the Philippines to stay. This is the TNW brand. It's a lot cheaper filling. Of course, it was a lot cheaper than the Syncos. The build quality is a lot cheaper, and one time I did try to test them out. These had a really bad sound to them, so I'm going to retest them again today under different circumstances. Now, I tried to do this test with the Mavic 3 Pro to see if they interfered with that at a beach, and the Synco G1 basically had no sound at all. The footage was totally unusable. I didn't use my voice recorder as a backup. So today I'm going to use this as a backup. So at least I can have some usable footage out of this and do the test and see what the results are. So what they said to do, you take the transmitter and the receiver, and you hold down the two buttons on the transmitter until it starts flashing, and I thought there was a sync button on here somewhere, but anyway, it's supposed to resync this and be maybe on a different frequency, I guess. So we'll see if that helps. I'm going to use the Phantom 4 Advance, same as I did in the other video where it originally interfered with that when I discovered it was causing interference. I'm also going to use a GoPro, but problem is I can't use the same GoPro because the Hero 5 Black is no good anymore, so I'm using the Hero 12 Black. So see if we get interference with it. It shouldn't matter what camera I'm using. I'm also going to be using the Canon EOS M200, which I was using originally, and we'll see what happens here. I'll go out, do the test, come back and check the results and talk about if it fixed or if it doesn't. So see you outside. So we're out here, we're going to test these microphones, these wireless microphones. I got my helper's eye with me. What? Oh, welcome to my vlog.
Welcome to my vlog. This is me, Vita. This is me, my grandpa.
Yeah. So we're going to run the test. Right now you're hearing the sound out of the GoPro, straight out of the GoPro. I'm not going to mess with any settings. Now you're hearing the sound out of the Canon. We can attach extra mics to those that don't have the mic output. And now you're hearing the sound out of the voice recorder. So what we got to do we got to get the wireless mics, try them out and see if they work. Now yesterday I tried this and the TNWs had no sound whatsoever, and I found out I was using the wrong cord. You have to use the right cord with it. So first we'll get the Synco G1A2. One of them's bad, so I'm going to put the good one on Zai and let her talk, and I'll use the bad one and see if it even works. So we'll get those hooked up and be right back. Just in case mine's not working, I do have my voice recorder backup in case I drop it here. And Zai has the good working Synco mic. So say something, Zai, talk. Talk. Sing a song. We got to test the mic. Talk. Say something.
Hi.
Hi. What is your name?
Guitar na Sandalong Bar.
How old are you?
7.
7. Do you like to sing?
No.
No? And she's fibbing on that one. She does
No.
too. So right now you should be hearing the sound out of both these. Zai's should work. Mine probably is not working. So we're going to take a little walk to the end of the driveway and see if these things cut out on this trip. Want to walk with me, Zai?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now talk to me.
Where are you going?
We are just going to the end of the driveway and back.
Okay.
Okay. You have to watch the mud. Talk or sing a song.
I don't like song.
You don't like song?
I like dance.
You like what?
Dance.
You like dance?
Yeah.
Why do you like to dance?
Because beautiful. I like.
Huh?
Because I like the dance.
You like the dance. Okay, we'll stop here and turn around. So now we're at the end of the driveway. See if this thing can hear us at all. So now we'll walk back. And
Okay.
make noise. Talk a lot.
Why I like that?
Well, you're testing out this microphone, see if it works.
Why?
Because sometimes they don't work. We want to see if we got them fixed, if they're working.
Okay.
Okay.
Like a square.
Like a what?
Square. Square.
A spear.
Square.
Clear.
Square.
Okay. We're back. See if the audio worked on those at all. Now we're going to switch over to the TNWs, the cheap Chinese ones I bought on Shopee, and see if those will work. So, and then we'll get the drone out and try with both, because last time I used these with the Phantom 4 Advance, they interfered with my signal on the Phantom 4 Advance by this trick I learned of switching the frequency. Supposedly it's going to take care of that. We'll find out. So let's pull this one off, shut it off. Now what you've seen, I probably had no sound at all. Because yesterday when I tried this, the TNWs had no sound. Could not get them to work. Last night, I was working on the computer, tried them out, and found out the cable from the Syncos does not work with the TNWs. You have to use the TNW cable to get them to work. So you should have sound now.
So say something, Zai, see if your mic's working.
Welcome to my vlog.
There you go. Now we're going to try a range test with these. We're going to walk to the end of the driveway just like we did with the Synco and see what we happen. Right now, I have noise canceling turned on both these, so you shouldn't hear background noise. We get to the end of the driveway, I'm going to turn noise canceling off, if I can remember how. Okay, let's go for a walk again. Talk to me.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Why? Because we want to hear that microphone. Yeah.
Oh, here. Kylie's here.
Kylie's here?
Yeah.
Talk to Kylie.
Kylie, go back to house.
Yeah, go back to the house.
Yeah.
Kylie never listens, does she?
Because she a dog.
Yeah. Okay, let's turn around.
Okay.
I'm going to push a button here. Remember which button to push.
Whoa.
There we go. So we're headed back, see if
Okay.
we're breaking up or got any sound at all.
Okay.
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 Talk.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Say
You know-
okay.
I broke my shoe today and almost fell down. Did you know that? Huh?
No.
No? Which way to go?
Here?
That way?
Yeah.
So we're
Good
still
job.
walking back to the cameras, see if sound's breaking up, if we have any sound. So that was a test of the TNW. Now we'll get the drone. Since we already have these working, we'll try and see if the TNWs interfere with the drone, because they caused me a lot of trouble in Kentucky when I tried this. So I'm going to get the drone and set it up and see what happens.
So it's been 3-4 days I've been doing these tests, and finally yesterday I took the drone out without any cameras or anything and gave it a test there too, or without any microphones. And for the microphones, the Syncos on the camera test seemed like they did okay. Didn't have any breakups until we started walking toward the end of the driveway. The bad one actually did work. There's no indicator lights or anything working on that. I'm never going to try that one again, because I think it did cause me some real problems with the drone, not being able to know when it was shut off or not. And it just probably had erroneous signals everywhere. The TNWs seem to work fine. No breakups when we walked into the end of the driveway and back. Sound, to my ears, a little bit like overmodulated, as we used to say in the OCB days, maybe. And also, when I turned the noise canceling off, I seemed to put a hum into the sound. One thing I did notice editing the video, that everything was synced until I put the TNWs on the camera, and I had to resync the sound of the TNWs to the video, because with TNWs it was a little bit off. It wasn't synced to the talking. You'd see my lips move, then you'd hear the video or the sound. So that's one thing about the TNWs that I really didn't care much for. They'd be usable if you want to resync the sound, apparently. Now, as far as interference on the drone, I'll show some video of what I saw on the controller, because it does a screen recording in the controller as well. It doesn't affect the drone video itself, but it does affect what you see on the controller. Did notice when I pulled the drone out and launched it the first time that I had some fogging, lens dirty, so I tried to clean those up. Didn't work out too well because I think there's some fungus on the lens. Tried to clean them up a little bit yesterday, helped a little, but I'm going to have to pull it apart again and find something to really get it good and clean. That or maybe end up replacing the camera on that drone. But anyway, let's start out with the first video with the Syncos turned on. So let's launch this beast.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Get around these wires here. So if you notice, right on takeoff and right there, I had some breaking up in the video. It doesn't usually do that, so I'm for sure that's interference there. For the rest of the flight, out to the rice field, didn't seem too bad till I got out a little bit further away. So right about here, you see it start breaking. According to the light, it's working. Yeah, I'm having a little breakup there. Okay, so you've seen what it did with the Syncos running there. Not as bad as sometimes the time I did it in Kentucky, but still some interference there. Now, with the TNW zone, and I'll give a little bit of that.
Please check it on the map.
I think everything looks a lot clearer now. Maybe in one corner. Then we get rid of this damn dog barking over here. Now you'll see I did clean the lens a little bit, got it a little better. But you'll see I've seen a little bit of flicker there on the ground. I didn't notice it when I was actually flying, but I did see it in this video.
Go to find.
So as you see there,
Kuya Bato. Ay.
right even before I get off the ground, I start having interference problems like right there.
Wow, Huggy.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Still see a little fog in that corner.
Oh my God.
Whoa, almost hit the tree, didn't I? Now I didn't notice when I was launching how it froze up here. I was looking at something else. I was looking at the drone, not looking at the screen. Now here's where things start getting really bad. Now this time I thought I had all the microphones turned off. The TNW's got about the same results with the Syncos, but I was looking at something else and didn't even see this on the screen. I was looking toward the drone, and there was a few times my controller actually blacked out. I couldn't see anything. I actually at one point had to turn the controller off and turn it back on. And as I said, yesterday I did a flight with the drone without the mic, no mics, no cameras, anything, and it was no problem at all. Only problem I had was the map was not updating like it should, so I could tell what direction I was going or anything like that. And I think I had a software glitch in the drone, and I've reset the drone, re-downloaded the firmware and all that, and I'll try it and see if that take care of that little issue. Maybe I forgot. I did forget to calibrate the compass before liftoff, so maybe that had something to do with it as well. Excuse me. Now, one problem when I thought I had everything off with the bad microphone, I shouldn't have even used it, but it did actually put out sound. You couldn't tell where the lights was, and the buttons didn't seem to function. But I thought I had everything off, and that was still on. and I was still getting interference when I thought everything was off, but I believe it was that one bad mic on the Synco caused all that problem there. It just went really crazy when that was the only thing left on. So for a drone that works on 2.4 gigahertz, which both my DJIs do, I think I would go to a different frequency for wireless mics. Like get some that works on UHF or ultra high frequency, and that way you can avoid any possible interference in the 2.4 gigahertz range, because that's what the drones work on, that's what Wi-Fi works on, that's what these microphones work on. Now they do make UHF, and I've considered getting one of those and trying them out, but they're expensive, so that might come at a later date. So even when you get the sound corrected, seemed to be working good on the Syncos, still would not trust them using the drone, and I don't really trust them anyway. If I ever use those for recording, I would use my digital recorder as a backup. Now I do have, still in the United States, a complete set of those Syncos with the two transmitters and the receiver, so I can actually give another try when I get to the United States with my Mavic 3 Pro and see what happens with that. I'm not going to risk it here with these, especially with that one unit being bad. And I want to be able to kind of check it with known good units. So the TNW, not too bad with noise canceling on, but if you don't mind resyncing the sound to the video, not too big of an issue there. They seem to work okay for a cheap set of wireless mics. If you don't mind resyncing the voice to the video, they're workable. If I do my voice recorder, I have to resync anyway. I have to sync that to the video. So could be usable. I doubt I'll use them very much. I don't trust wireless mics anymore after the problems I've had with these Syncos. So that is the test. Hope you enjoy the video. Hope you learned something from it. If you've had these problems, please let me know what your experience has been with them. Cutting out when you're trying to use them, or interfering with a drone especially. I'd like to know anyone that's had other problems like that besides me. And with any other wireless mic systems you might own, if you get interference with a drone. So thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.